like I never left. What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Yet another night in the garage working on the Hawkeye. So I'm gonna get about as far as I can tonight. We're getting a late start. It's already 9 o'clock at night. Here's what we gotta do. We are going to be prepping these side skirts, hood scoop, and these two front bumper covers for paint. So we're going to be painting as well. If you didn't see my last video, we went to go prep these out for a wet sand and a polish, and we came to find out that these do not have enough clear coat on them, and we were rubbing through to the base coat. So we need to get these guys Scotch-Brited up, get them ready for base and clear, so that we can have side skirts again. That's about the last piece of the puzzle. So, course of action, pretty much just get everything sanded down again so we can go ahead and paint here very shortly. So here's the scoop on this, pun intended. First time around, we didn't get enough base or clear on the bottom here. So we scuffed it up, went to go rebase and clear it, and when in doing that, we got bubbles underneath the paint right there, as well as all right there. So this guy needs to get re-prepped out, and to do that, we're just gonna use some 400 on a block and get this guy fully sanded down and ready to accept new paint. Now for the fun part. So these guys aren't getting full base and clear, they're getting half base blended into full clear. So as you can see, there's not enough clear coat right here, and it's starting to, you can rub your finger really good and get base coat. So everything else is good besides this top portion. So let's get this whole thing sanded down so that we can base the top, blend it into here, and then clear the entire thing tomorrow. I made the executive decision. We're repainting the front bumper as well. It has not turned out the way that I want it to, so we're gonna redo it. I personally think, this is just my own opinion, that this orange peel is just too bad to wet sand and polish on a panel that, number one, is seen so much and is kind of just like makes the car, because it's just the iconic Hawkeye front bumper, as well as all of the edges and everything like that. This needs to be sprayed a lot better. And I also just noticed kind of a similar issue to the side skirts. I did not get enough clear in a couple of these spots. So you can kind of see I got plenty of clear over here, and it just kind of stops halfway across the bumper and just got dusted. So redoing it is really the only option because I want it done right. So now that this is off, let's get this prepped out, and then we need to get the rear bumper prepped out. And that should be just about everything that we need to get done. So I think for this front bumper, all it needs is a re-clear. So I'm gonna scuff it up with 400, and all the spots that I can't hit with 400, I'm gonna hit with a red Scotch-Brite, and then this guy can get re-cleared. So let's hope it turns out good. Alright, so we got the bumper pretty much fully prepped out, ready to go for a new coat of clear. Those guys are ready to go for base clear, and this guy is ready to go for base clear. And then from there, we can wait a day once everything's painted. Then we can hopefully have a nice looking car again, because the rest of the car is starting to look really decent, other than the wing that still needs a little bit of work. Everything else looks relatively good. That's just gonna need a polish when all this is done. Hopefully this clear lays down flat. So here's what I'm gonna do. It's late. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna wake up in the morning, and then we're gonna paint. And it's gonna be about 2 seconds for you guys, but it's gonna be about 8 hours for me. So I'll catch you guys here in just a second. And just like that, told you, we are back. We got this pretty much finished, prepped out. Here's what I wanna do. I wanna clean this off, hit it with a Scotch-Brite, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull off this rear bumper, Scotch-Brite that all the way down so we can base clear that. And then we're ready to put all these parts in the booth and hopefully spray out some clear that doesn't look like junk. I'm still undecided, so I have the parts that go right here, like the bumper inserts. I have them, the OEM Obsidian Black, and I don't know if it'd be a good contrast to leave them that way or paint match them. We'll see how they look OEM. If we do decide to paint match them, we can mix up a quick little gun of paint and spray those out relatively easily. All right, well, we got rear bumper prepped out, front bumper prepped out. We got the side skirts prepped out, and also we have these two bumper covers prepped out. These just need to be re-cleared as well. So front bumper, re-clear, these re-clear, side skirts get base clear, and rear bumper gets base clear. So we're not doing like a full base on the rear bumper. It's just gonna be in the 3 spots, here, here, and another one on that side, that I burned through the edges on, so we can get that completely covered up, get it re-cleared, and then we are good for reassembly, and hopefully all this clear lays out smooth. Before we get started painting, I just realized I don't have any more paint cups for my paint gun system, so we need to run out and go grab some of those. And we're gonna take the beautiful 6-liter. Let's hope it starts. It's been a couple days since we started this, guy, so let's give it a shot. Like it never left. Alright, while we wait for this guy to get up to temp, I wanted to talk about something. I think that I'm gonna start doing YouTube full time, and mainly it's just because of you guys. You guys have helped me out a lot throughout this process. A lot of comments have made this build a lot better than it would have been if I was doing this on my own. So I think I'm gonna, like I said, I think I'm gonna be doing this full time now. So thank you guys. So with that being said, let's get on the roads, get to Harbor Freight, see if they have that paint gun system that I'm looking for. Last 2 times I went, they didn't, and I had to drive 30 minutes south, and I don't want to do that today. The land of all the tools. We have secured the goods, fellas. Now, let's go paint a car. All right, so just like last time, we're gonna do a 1-to-1 ratio on base and reducer. And then we'll throw it in this cup, hook it up to the gun, and from there we tack rag and spray out color. We're gonna do 2 coats color on the things that need it, so we don't need so much color because we're only doing top of the side skirts and a little bit of the rear bumper. And then other than that, nothing else really needs color. So our 1-to-1, I'm just gonna do 10 ounces, so 5 ounces base, 5 ounces reducer, equal 10 ounces total, and we'll be good to go. Because obviously we don't need so much color. What we're gonna need a lot of is clear, so that'll be super simple to measure out. Mix this guy up. Yeah, that looks good. Measure out 5 ounces of base. That'll do it. Now 5 ounces of reducer. And realistically, that should be all that we need for what we're doing. And honestly, this might be too much, but it's better to have more than to not have enough. All right, let's start with the hood scoop, and we're gonna throw some color down on it. All right, so that's it. Everything's based up where it needs to be based up. Next up, clear coat. All right, so as you can see, it's stupid hot in there, but I do have the fresh air fan going, so it's blowing all nice cool air in there. Everything's good to go, everything's based down. We used exactly as much as we thought we needed to. Now, on to clear coat. It's gonna be 2 coats clear on every single piece in there, so we're gonna need a lot more clear. So we're probably gonna need 2 full things of this just to get that completely done. So I'll mix up 2, I'll be good to go. All right, it is game time for clear. Let's do 2 coats clear on everything. All right, so it might be a little noisy. I got the generator behind me, but you can see this looks a lot better. It's still a little orange peely, but I mean, for the most part, it's pretty flattened out, which is great. It's a lot less orange peel than it was. The rear bumper, still kind of giving me some troubles. Honestly, not too bad though. That, it can be easily wet sanded and polished out. And then we move on to the side skirts. Those guys look really good. They are gonna need just a light polishing. I don't think they're gonna need any wet sanding. So we got full coverage all the way across. And then the hood scoop looks really good. It just does have a good bit of dirt in it, so that just needs to be wet sanded out. But other than that, I am very happy with how all these parts came out. And these turned out really well too. I have a little run right here. Just gonna need a light wet sand and a polish. And the reason why I had to redo these is because in here on like the light edge, on the thin edge, we did not have enough clear coat. We dry sprayed that as well. So everything else now has full coverage and it is ready to go. I'm not too worried about the bottom of the bumper here just because we have something cool coming for that. And we have something cool coming for the back. But other than that, this looks really good. I'm very pleased with it. It is still pretty orange peely, but it doesn't need as much work as it did before, especially when you look at it in the sun. So I'm gonna let these guys sit in here. I'm gonna let them bake. It is hot out, so it's probably like close to 90, 95 degrees in this actual booth. So I'm gonna shut off the fresh air vent and I'm just gonna let these guys bake in the sun. And while those guys bake, we can go ahead and clean up, and then we'll go pull these out of the booth here in a couple hours when they are nice and cured up. All right guys, so we are about 6.5 hours after painting. We have taken all the parts out of the booth. Everything looks really good, actually. I'm very happy with how it turned out. But the only thing that's kind of like a bummer, I would say, is the front bumper is still pretty orange peely. But the bright side to this is that it is nowhere near how orange peely it was. So you know what that means? That means we're learning something. But one thing that is kind of an annoyance, and I think it's an equipment issue and a skill issue all in one. I think it has to do with the equipment that I'm using, the Harbor Freight paint gun, and like the super cheap Harbor Freight paint gun, and my inexperience of painting. But we're getting a good bit of runs, mainly because, number one, we don't know what we're doing, and number two, we're trying to lay the clear super flat, and it's just not wanting to lay flat. So the more I try to make it lay flat, the more material goes on, and then you have runs. We come over here, we take a look at the rear bumper. The rear bumper is 10,000 times better than what it was before. You can actually see a reflection in it, so it's a lot better. It's just gonna need a very light wet sanding and polishing. But everything has turned out really well on this bumper. It is so much clearer than it was before. But if we come over to the hood scoop, this hood scoop laid so flat. The only problem that I have with it is it was laying pretty low, so there's a good bit of dirt in it. But the amount of dirt's not that big of an issue because we can hopefully nib all that out and make it look good. And we have something really cool coming in the mail to replace where this hood scoop goes. So I'm not so concerned about how that hood scoop is going to turn out, just whether or not we can fix it so that we have the option to change the setup a little bit. But with that being said, these parts are going to need at least a couple days to fully cure up. It says it's going to take 8 hours to fully cure, but I'm going to give it at least 24 hours to just do its thing, make it look good before we start attacking all of these runs and just making all of this look good again, because you can see we do have another run right there. So still a good bit of work to do, but not nearly as much work as these parts were before. With that being said, I think that's where I'm going to wrap up today's video. I appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys so much. And if you know anybody who liked this content, please go ahead and share, comment, like, subscribe. But with that being said, we're going to take these parts down tomorrow, and we're going to make them just as beautiful as that. So that way, when we go to install everything back on the car, all of this looks phenomenal again. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.